Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hear Her Hands and Knitting Podcast. My name is Jennifer, and I am a deaf knitter, crocheter, sewist, and quilter based in Baltimore City. Here I talk about cozy knitting projects and other crafts and the means and tools I use to make knitting, crafting accessible to me as a disabled crafter. First of all, talk about what I'm wearing, right? I am wearing, so far I think it's my only kept and completed piece, which is the Shapely Boyfriend cardigan by Stephanie Japel. I knitted it in Lion Brand Re-tweed in the color Dutch Blue. And I will have the info to the pattern itself linked below in my comment or project notes, podcast notes. There we go. So, hi, welcome to my first ever pattern roundup video, since it's only my second video. So first of all, my background is in history and cultures. I have a degree in cultural anthropology and a secondary certification in law, and that's neither here nor there since I practice neither of those professions anymore. But as a giant cultural nerd and academic, I'm in love with the current fall fashion trend of dark academia and its sister light academia, which I will talk about later, but it's slightly more in my color season aesthetic, and it's probably more my style because I'm a soft summer. So what is dark academia and what does that aesthetic look like? To make it easy, dark academia is an aesthetic as well as a subculture that is heavily influenced by traditional universities and colleges, as well as Gothic aesthetic or Gothic design and architecture. So think of classic university attire from Oxford, Harvard, Cambridge, and Yale with a touch of Mary Shelley somberness, or since I've already said I'm in Baltimore, touch of the dark moods of the Raven and just the overall somberness of Edgar Allan Poe, right? It often draws inspiration from the aesthetics of old libraries, universities, and vintage fashion. A dark academic wardrobe typically consists of a combination of timeless and vintage-inspired pieces, creates a scholarly and slightly mysterious look. So dark academia leans Gothic and dark with moody and jewel fall tones. Basically, if you embrace an autumn vibe, you can't go wrong with dark academia. It's mostly a neutral palette of creams, browns, grays, and blacks, but you can adjust some colors like green, deep dark red, or dark purple for some extra visual interest. We keep the color to one or two things. The majority of a dark academia wardrobe is based on neutrals. So to start off our dark academia pattern roundup, we'll start with some outerwear. Coats and jackets in vintage and varsity vibes. So first is the Mulled Cider, which is a classic sweater coat pattern by Thea Coleman. It's designed to showcase a rustic tweedy yarn, and it's based on a classic toggle coat style, but with little detail added into the mix. Classic design makes it a great wardrobe staple, and it's a wonderful pattern for any example of great tweeds and rustic yarns out there. Coat is sized from 39 to 71 inches, or 99 to 108.5 centimeters, which means it's pretty size inclusive. It comes in at $8 USD on Ravelry. So next, another jacket is the Big Triangle by Hinterm Stein. The Big Triangle jacket is the big sister of the Triangle jacket, which is one of their most successful patterns. I've also linked the Triangle jacket in the pattern bundle on Ravelry, but that is more of this one. The Big Triangle is more of a knitting style that myself and more modern knitters prefer. So when the Big Triangle was invented, there were many requests for a seamless top-down version. So the Big Triangle is designed. This is knit at a big gauge. It's a rather quick knit. The instructions are very detailed and will lead you to a wonderful everyday jacket. The pattern includes many options for shaping, which is great, right? It'll make the perfect jacket shape for you. Now the jacket sizes from an extra small to a 4XL or a 32 to a 58-inch bust, some up to a 60-inch bust, but it sounds like it's not quite inclusive. I think it's borderline. But I'm a small knitter. I generally knit a size 1 or a size 2, so I'm still learning on this part. Please let me know. And also, if you have good resources on how to understand the numbers better as far as what is inclusive, as someone who has dyscalculia, I would really appreciate that. So the pattern for the big triangle jacket can be bought for €860 or $9.48 USD on Ravelry. So, dark academia is also a very masculine style, right? Like it's very tailored. It's very much like coats and tweeds and plaids and sport jackets, right? So I tried to include some patterns specifically for men, which was a lot harder than I thought it would be. But here are a couple outerwear options specifically for the man or the masculine leaning non-binary person in your life. The first is the Whitfield jacket by Anne Hampton. It's a man's field jacket or a vest in 6 sizes from a small to a 3X. And you can knit it in all over tweedy textured stitch with set-in sleeves, where the vest has a ribbed armhole trim. It has chest pockets. Oops, sorry about that. Side hem slits and a shirt collar. All the pieces are knit flat from the bottom up and seamed, which is not anybody's favorite style in knitting lately, but it's really lovely looking. I think it's worth it. I also wish it was a little more size inclusive, like a 3X is not that big, and I didn't see numbers without buying it, so I don't know. But you can get it on Ravelry. It's listed at 8 USD. You know, as a new knitter, I'd love any advice from you with how I go about finding more size inclusive patterns for men, especially since the man in my life is 6'6". Another jacket option that I thought was really cool is the Fisker by Beta Romanikova. This jacket has a stand collar with keyboard and diamond crossed keyboard knitting, I guess, as well as twisted rib. It is size inclusive. It's from a 42 to a 58-inch bust. And it also includes women's sizing as well, and it says it has 7 sizes in all. And it was like listed as inclusive, but maybe I'm wrong. It's on Ravelry for $10 USD. I think one thing about this that I really liked, especially with the keyboards and the stand collar, I think this is the type of jacket that my partner would wear, would throw on to go walk the dog in the park across the street with all the leaves falling down. Let's see. So, let's talk about cardigans. When I think of dark academia, I think of cardigans with things like a shawl collar or cables or tweed or plaid. I definitely personally prefer and think of more of a v-neck cardigan. So my first cardigan that I'm going to share that I included in this pattern roundup is the Book Club cardigan by Sari Nordlund. So this cardigan was all the rage this summer. Lots and lots of people knitted it. I believe 2 Pearls in a Pod and a couple of other knitters hosted a knit along, and it was really well participated in, I think. I saw tons of these cardigans, and they're so beautiful. And I kind of want to knit one, but at the moment I'm a little scared, so that is not currently on my list, but I probably will knit one eventually, right? So that is the first one. So the book club cardigan has a relaxed fit with drop shoulders, and it's knitted seamlessly from the top down, which is great. It has a diamond keyboard pattern, which is a lot easier than it first appears, and is suitable for knitters who are just learning to knit keyboards. I believe it's also inclusively sized, which with a size of a 95 to 175 centimeter circumference, or a 37.5 to 69-inch bust measurement. You can buy this one for €690 or $761 USD on Ravelry. So also in the cardigan pattern, vein, cardigan for men that I'm going to include is a very sweet cable zipper jumper cardigan that reminds me of Mr. Rogers, especially in the sample photos. So it's knit in this bright red with two twist cables going down the sides of each side of the zipper, and it has a rounded stand collar. So this is a free pattern, and it's listed in sizes extra small to 3XL, which is good considering it's a free pattern, right? But I think there's also a book of cardigan jumper pattern that's called Knitting the Neighborhood. That is lots of cardigan style jumpers from specifically the TV show Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And I would highly recommend that. I'm actually going to go look for it myself, hoping that in my library to get it. But this is one that is usually available on Ravelry. So a few other options that are just plain jumpers or sweaters that you might want to knit. In the dark academic aesthetic, they're so beautiful, but they may take you a while because they're pretty much full color work, right? So the first one is from Fable Knitwear. It's called the Harlequin jumper, which the jumper is a moody Harlequin diamond stranded color vintage style turtleneck that is reminiscent of a sweater turtleneck from the 1940s, right? Has a high neck, it really has long sleeves, and it's fitted to a fitted in large, long ribbing that goes like pretty much to your natural waist, and it's beautiful. So this jumper is top down in a diamond pattern, and it has solid colored sleeves and hem. It has sizes from extra small to 4XL, and you can get it for 78 Norwegian kroner on Ravelry, which converts to 720 USD, I believe. But it's really beautiful, and it's very, very 1940s if you are a vintagey style knitter. So finally, a slightly more auspicious pattern is the Dark Academia Sweater by Sharon Hartley. Now I'm a little confused because I read in the section below the pattern, the pattern description, that it had not been tested in all the way through the colorwork round by the pattern designer or something. But it's a beautiful stranded colorwork jumper in a lovely gothic scroll style. And all the sample knits are beautifully dark and meaty with dark greens and golds and reds and blacks. And honestly, just those make me want to knit one. It is sized from a 33.25 inch bust to a 66.5 inch finished bust measurement, and you can get it on the Ravelry for $8.50 USD. So finally, an honorable mention of the pattern roundup is a dark academic style dress by Fable Knitwear once again. No, Fable Knitwear is definitely someone that her like fairy tale, dark forest, like early European style knitwear, very, very reminiscent of the same kind of thing that you would use for dark academia, but you would knit in more dark colors or in more neutral tones. So this dress is gorgeous. It is knitted up in a beautiful dark burgundy color, and it is listed from an extra small to a 3XL. I think the pattern example is knitted as a midi dress, like it's between knee and ankle length. And it's beautiful. So it's a fitted, almost a bodycon dress with small puff sleeves, long sleeves, and a high neck. So that is my little dark academia study. So your homework, should you choose to accept it, is to tell me what your style aesthetic is for fall, and if any of these sweaters, jackets, jumpers are calling your names, and what maybe you will be knitting next. So my last reminder is I have linked my Ravelry wish list in the description down below in case you want to support me. But no pressure. I'm brand new to this. I don't need support. I'm just here for fun right now. I want to have fun, talk about knitting, make new knitting friends, and also learn, right? That's why I'm here. Because it's where everyone else seems to be learning about knitting. Ravelry is also a great place if you want to go and see what I'm working on right now. I will link my project page. I am doing a bit much at the moment, so I will have a project, probably whip only roundup, coming very soon. And anyway, we're building something here, and all the pieces matter, right? So thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope you got some knitting, or crochet, or pattern making, or whatever else you're doing done. And leave me a comment below. Tell me what you were working on. I'd love to hear and chat with you about all the latest knitting styles and what you're doing for fall and what you're looking into. Till then, I'm Jennifer. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry and most other places under the name hearherhands. And if you enjoyed your stay, please give us a like, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to get notified whenever I upload, and that's all. I'll see you again soon. Bye.